immediately. We've shared the train together up from Leicester, and we've met each other on Facebook, and he's up to the Peak District camping with a couple of his mates for the weekend. So
brilliant.
Nice to meet you, Nigel.
And you, David. Thank
Cheers,
you.
mate.
Take care. God bless you. Have a good one.
Hike, 3-nighter hopefully. We'll see how we get on. But met up with Steve in Bamford, and we walked along the Thornhill Trail up to the Derwent Reservoir. We're following the Derwent Reservoir along the track all the way up, and then we're up to Old Port Dale, and we're going to camp around there somewhere for the first night and see if we can get up to Grinnerstones for the second night. Unfortunately, Steve's lost his walking poles. It's a good job he's not in the tarp star. Oh, but we walked back half a mile to see if we could find them, but no luck. I mean, it's always disappointing when you lose something like that. But,
oh yeah,
you can't get it out of your mind, can you? But, yeah. So this is the Snake Road going up to the Snake Inn and over to Glossop, straight ahead. We're going to turn right now and head up towards Old Port Castles up there. Is the Snake Pass for you in its all its glory, with the sun shining on those green pastures. Wow. Views from this side, Rowley pasture, over to the eastern flanks of Kinder Scout are just incredible. I love the Snake Valley. It's a shame about the road, but look at that Crookstone Knoll, well, I can't remember the name of that, but anyway, and seal stones, and you can see frost on the edges, just below the edge there, because it's probably been in the shade all day. It hasn't got much sun, a bit colder up there. It's got that little white tinge to the edge. Absolutely beautiful. Yeah, no doubt about it. A great view. And now we have the views down the Derwent Valley opening up, and on the left there we have the edges of Derwent Edge, and slightly in the foreground is Bamford Edge, and beyond that is White Edge, and the view stretching out into the distance. Incredible. And right in the centre here is Win Hill, and over there Lowe's Hill. Gorgeous, not too far to the camp spot now. Steve will be happy. So here we are with met up with the path that runs across Rowley pasture and goes to Old Port Castles. I've just been overtaken by 3 young lads. Looks like they're camping at Old Port. They got the t-shirts on. I said I'm putting my coat, my hat, my gloves on. There is the first glimpse of our destination for this hike, which will be tomorrow. Grinner Stones and Barrow Stones. You just can't quite see them, but they're just below the horizon over the back there. So that'll be an adventure for tomorrow. Get a couple of tents here. The view down to Howden Reservoir and the woods is absolutely stunning. Slightly dodgy, Steve. What do you reckon?
Oh, it looks grand. We can get our tents on this bit.
I think so. Yeah.
There's enough room there.
That's me, almost set up. Got my sleeping mat and my bag there, and I'm not copying you, Steve, doing what's in my tent video, but I'm just finishing off getting my rubbish in the tent. So I've just opened a can of Champion, and cheers, Steve, mate. Thanks for that. And so I'm just going to have a little sup of this. I've only just sat down, starting to relax, and then I shall start thinking about getting a bit of tea on. So
You shall sit down and relax, Peter. Right.
You've lost me completely. I think I need to have another can of McEwen's.
Surprised you've not brought any whiskey. To bring your cup over.
Yeah, and he filled it up. Look, there's a light on top of back door.
Oh yeah. Right. I'll get myself on the go.
Double noodle tonight. I've got fire pot spicy pork noodles, and then I've got a bog standard instant Coley chicken noodles. So a double with a bit of Hazy Harriet couscous in it as well. So that's a double noodle tonight. Steve, this is a business, isn't it? This is what camping's all about. Looking a lovely, beautiful, frosty morning, but now the sun's up, it's actually warm. I've had a great night here beside this old shooting cabin, and so thank you very much. Little spot with the great views, and really good running, Steve, this morning.
What a sunrise.
It's clouded up now, but what a fantastic sunrise. So we'll be off up the West End Valley, see how we get on up there.
Right, cheerio.
We're on our way up the West End now, following this vehicle track, but you can't quite see, but sticking out there, that's Grinner Stones, our destination. Following the West End further up, it's going to be a bit difficult getting out of the West End Valley, but we'll come out almost at the base of Grinner Stones. This is the end of West End, and I was thinking of going to the right up Deep Gill and then up to Grinner Stones. Looking at the map carefully, I think that is a very steep option, so we're stopping short of the head of the West End Valley, and we're going to go up this bank here, which is the least steep option, and we're only a kilometre from where we stand now to Grinner Stones. So we're going to take that option as the safest and least steep, because if we start going up Deep Gill, we could get stuck in the bit. Yeah, so we're exiting the valley now, just up the hillside. There's no path or anything. So. We made it up the steep banks out of the West End Valley to approach our destination. Although it may not be our destination for tonight, it's only about 2 o'clock with Bleaklow over that way. And on the horizon is Kinder. That's looking down the Derwent valleys, with all the edges of Derwent, Bamford, Stanage in the far distance. Hey Steve, big hole, big hole. You nearly fell down a big hole there, looking at the camera instead of where we're all going. This is Barrow Stones, so from here we'll be heading down into the Derwent Valley. Runchley Cabins. Steve, is it okay?
Fantastic, you know. It's unusual. That's what I like about it, doing something different.
Now we're settled into the cabin a bit. I'm going to have myself some chicken noodles with some sardines in tomato sauce added to it. I'm boiling over.
Would like a track from the new album Anthropometrics by HLK.
First of all, heading into Belfast.
Cheers, Steve, mate. Thanks for a great trip.
No problem, Dave.
Opening the can of Champion.
So what's happening
Champion
there is a queue of traffic just heading into the city. It's taking about 15 minutes extra.
You just nicked my fucking line!
That's because of a breakdown.
I'm going to do it anyway.
Localised flooding in Nottingham. It's been affecting the
That's copyrighted,
A617 Cullen Road, which is closed in
Eva,
Newark.
come,
The
it's
M54
good
is closed
beer,
for weekend
that.
work between 3 at all Brighton and 4 at Shifnal. So it has been slow on some of those surrounding routes. The same with the M4 as well.
We were just talking about ex-girlfriends and lovers and stuff like that, and having a bit of a laugh. And Steve was telling me about when he was a young lad and he had a fizzy and a Yamaha. What, is it a Yamaha?
Yamaha Fizzy.
FS1E 50cc
With pedals.
moped.
Multi pedals.
And so it reminded me that I had a girlfriend. My second love, my first love, I was only about 6 years old, and it was at a family party, and she had a pink polka dot dress on with long blonde hair, and we played kiss chase and pin the tail on the pony and that sort of thing, and I just fell in love with her. And then my next girl that I fell in love with seriously was Marion Payne, and I met her at school. We were at school together. She was in the year below me, and she was just so beautiful and rosy cheeks and blonde hair. And God, I stole some of my mum's jewellery and sold it so I could buy an engagement ring with her. I mean, I was just, I was a young kid. It was just stupid. I was in love. And anyway, after about 9 months, she dumped me and went out with a lad with an FS1E moped. And I was absolutely fuming, so I lost it. You're familiar with that, Steve, are you? Losing it. And,
Oh, yeah, to my detriment.
And anyway, I went over to her parents' house where she lived, and there was this FS1E Yamaha moped parked outside. I bloody smashed it up, and I knocked it over. Started throwing stones at the back windows of the house, and then I ran off when they come out. Oh my God, what a...
Did the honourable thing and legged it.
Yeah, they were the early days, and then I thought, was it you, Steve, with the FS1E? No.
Oh. Definitely not.
Ran off with my girlfriend.
I'm back.
Yeah. Anyway, that's a load of waffling bollocks, isn't it?
Oh yeah. You should hear things we've been saying that's not been recorded.
Oh, no. God.
Oh, it's been funny.
Don't let this stop you calling me again. Okay.
We're listening to the Archers.
You, I imagine, which is my fault,
Clary.
really. It's not your fault at all, Tracy. Azza said that David seemed to be doing a pretty good job. Quite enough of her over Christmas when she was having all that
Cod
drama
and
with
creamy
Justice.
curry sauce.
Lord, that's all done. Till the next time. True.
Wow.
Okay, Jodie, no, I'll see you.
Give us a wave, Steve.
Hey.
I thought someone was trying to break in.
For Alice and Martha, stop just thinking about yourself.
Said more could be done to have this party at the
came up with a good idea the other day for tomorrow. Hopefully, if it's open, we're going to go to the pub and have a bite to eat there and have a pint there as well. So what that means is tomorrow's beer, I can drink it tonight. So once again, everybody, good health and cheers. E-by-gum. That's still good beer. Well, I'm going to enjoy the rest of tonight, have a bit of a chat with Dave, drink this, put the radio back on, listen to that, and yeah, I'll see you later.
So I found the bothy book, which is, well, it's not a bothy, it's a shooting cabin. And there's a lot of entries in it, but I'll just read one here. 10th of the 11th of the 1st, 24. Here again with two others, stopped for the night, shifted the tables around to make beds, whilst the others set up their tent up on the floor. And the roof has a slight leak, but better than outside in the wind and rain. Well, there you go.
Well,
Who goes first? I can't remember.
you're white.
Okay, I'm off.
Check. Checkmate, mate. Great game.
Well done, Steve. I knew you were
Thanks,
going to
buddy.
beat me. Yeah, well played. Alright, Steve.
Good night, mate.
Right, we're ready for bed. That's my bed on the table, and Steve's kindly agreed to go on the floor. Soap is warm enough. So, alright, we'll see you in the morning. Yeah, it's been another good day, good hike. Bit of a loop up to Grinner Stones and Barrow Stones, and yeah, something to look back on. And I think, yeah, that was a great hike and a great place to stay for the night. So look forward to tomorrow and see what tomorrow brings. So. Good morning from me and Steve. We've been up about 45 minutes or something, and decided to get packed up before we crack on with a bit of breakfast and a coffee. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the kit I've got, and I've laid it all out on the table here, and I'm going to show you the kit that I've bought with me for a 4-day hike. So we have my waterproof coat, which is a pretty heavy duty winter one, a nylon lightweight wind cheater, which I haven't worn, a small cheap $9.99 air pillow, my Thermarest Neo Air Uber Light and its pump sack, my Rab Mythic 600 sleeping bag, which is proving to be an absolutely excellent bag to keep me warm in the colder conditions, and to double up with my Uberlite mat because it's just got air in it, there's no insulation. My Thermarest Z-Lite mat, which is really comfortable and really warm. Moving on to some clothes, some gloves for daytime, some gloves for doing jobs like putting up my tent, taking down my tent, that I don't mind getting wet, so I can keep these ones dry. My Rab down pants and Rab hot socks, which I've worn in the evening. A spare top, spare pair of socks and spare pair of pants, and my pyjama bottoms. Something I've started doing in the wetter weather, well, even in summer, is bringing a spare pair of footbeds, which I have replaced this morning after 2 days, because these have become a bit damp, and it's quite nice to have a new pair of foot insoles in your boots. Waterproof trousers, Berghaus pack lights, which I haven't had to wear. And here we have a first aid kit, wash kit, tent repair kit, and then moving on to a pea bag, which I've started using. It's like a sealable freezer bag, and it's, you know, it's much easier to pee into in the night than a small bottle. A couple of cables, 2 chargers. It looks like I may only need one, because my iPhone doesn't use much power for filming, but I usually bring 2 just in case if it's a longer trip. A small headlight, which is only good around camp. You couldn't possibly walk at night time with this light. It's just not powerful enough, but around camp it's fine. A lantern for the tent, a radio, which I haven't had to use because Steve's bought his, my Tyvek ground sheet and tent pegs, and this is my tarp tent notch Dyneema. And then moving on to water, I've recently bought the B3 water filter, which I'm very pleased with, but when I initially came to use it on this trip, it just would not flow water at all. And so what I did was filled it with water, and I realised that it was the filter inside had gotten dry, so I sucked water through it, and that started it working properly again. So that's something to note. Then I also bought my other water filter. I don't know why I bought 2, but I did anyway. That's my I can't remember the other one anyway. And then enough food for not really for the first day, so that's 3 main evening meals and 3 main daytime snack foods in there. The first day I had food with me as well, and which I bought from home, and I just ate on the first during the daytime, because we set out walking at 10 o'clock in the morning, so it's like a full day hiking with nowhere to get any food or anything. And then I've got some coffee and some tea bags. Moving on to my little cooker setup. Steve, could you pass me a pan over for me, please?
This can?
Yeah.
No problem.
The pan.
Is your assistant?
Yeah, thank you very much, Steve. It's handy to have an assistant with you. So my little mess burner and a bit of foil put underneath it, a titanium windshield. Sometimes I bring a 250ml bottle, but on a longer trip I bring a 500ml bottle of fuel, my 750ml cook pot, little spork. I use matches. I don't know, I just like using matches because you can drop the match when you've lit it into the fuel, and that helps it ignite easier. I've got a lighter as a backup as well. And then oh, excuse me, as we otch along to get another item I forgot there. So I've got 2 little foam sit mats for sitting about on, a Dyneema chest pack, which I just put a few snacks in there or something. I've not really used that much, but I bought it anyway. Glasses and glasses case, and my compass, you never know, that's got me out of trouble before when my phone stopped working. But on this trip I bought, although I knew it wasn't going to rain, but I bought it anyway, a new phone pouch with me. You know, this is supposed to, it looks like it'll rip and break, but apparently it's indestructible, made by Treadlight Gear, and you can operate your phone through it. Because we got in trouble a bit on the Cambrian Way in torrential rain, and mine and Mark's phones stopped working, and so I didn't want that to happen again. And that's a bag of rubbish which has accumulated now over 2 days. And then finally this amazing pack. I absolutely love it. I just cannot believe that Osprey stopped making it, my Levity 45. This I've not had many packs in my life, probably about 4. I've had this for 3 years. It is so comfortable. You can get around 11 kilos in it, and it carries it very comfortably, but especially in the slightly warmer months it's better. And I've got a couple of Dyneema chest pouches. That one's for my glasses, and this one's got my penknife and a bit of money and some headache tablets in it. So that's about it. So the entire weight when I set out, I've got my walking poles as well, which are over there, which I need for my tent, but not including my walking poles, not including water, or my big coat, which I was wearing. I set out with 11.5 kilos, of which probably at least over 2 kilos of that is food. So probably that's a basic weight of absolutely everything, apart from what I'm wearing and my phone, is about 9.5, just under 9.5 kilos. So that's pretty good, really. Oh, my hat. My hat, old-fashioned. You know, these are really good hats. Bloody saved my life. These hats have had a few times. This is the third one I've had. I've still got the other 2, but I wear them for working in and doing dirty jobs. Lastly, one of those microfiber cloths for drying my tent. So I hope that long view, my kit, which I haven't done one for a while, has been of some interest. So we'll see you later on. Another thing I forgot to say, this was in the pack when I set out, included in the 11.5, which is me Rab down coat, another lifesaver. Been brilliant, this coat. Though I've ripped a little hole in the back, put a bit of that tenacious tape over it. Seems to be alright.
Remember that old chap?
Yeah, Pennine Wayne.
Pennine Wayne, yeah.
That's the chap I said, you know, I always sort of say, I don't say, do you want to come camping with me? I always say, if you need any company on a camp, give me a shout. That's what I say.
Well, he said, let's get together,
and
didn't
he
he?
did, yeah.
So one of our posts that we were both in.
But I always hope that these people I suggest that to, it'll just step forward and invite me, because I don't think I'm never going to really invite them. You always get in touch with me. Talk about Steve.
I'm sure we will.
No idea. Well,
we'll put the wheels to rights.
Yeah. It seems weird, doesn't it? You know, being in this little hut, kind of in the middle of the Pennine Hills. You know, it's kind of like you shut away. You don't. You could be anywhere, couldn't you? Really?
Yeah, you cut off from the surrounding environment. And once we step outside, once we get up on a hill, we'll see those panoramic landscapes.
It's a little bit drick today.
It's not as nice as it was yesterday morning, or the day before.
Yeah.
In fact, we had that glorious sunrise, didn't we, yesterday?
Oh, that was
Beautiful.
One of, you know, up there amongst the best mornings in the Peak District.
And the evening with that full moon lighting all the clouds up.
Yeah.
I hope my time lapse has got it, because I think I've only set it for half an hour and then it turns itself off.
So today, with our route back, we are at the Ronxley cabins. We're going to go back over the Ronxley Moor on the Land Rover track and down the West End, and then pretty much back up to Old Port Castles. But then we're going to traverse directly south along the hillside to the bridge over the Derwent reservoirs and walk up the road to is it the Lady Bower Inn?
Lady Bower, yeah. I hope
And
it's open.
walk up to there and hopefully get to Hordron Stone Circle. But we'll have to get cracking soon, because that is about 12 miles.
But it's mainly downhill, isn't it?
Yeah, one uphill up to Old Port.
Yeah, and that's only Birchley pasture, isn't it? Birchley
Yeah,
pasture.
yeah. So we'll have a coffee and finish the cereal off and catch you later on this amazing journey.
Brilliant.
Leave no trace. It's as if I'd never been. It's sleeting a bit now. Now when you stay in a place like this, or camping on the moors, it's incredibly important to leave absolutely no trace. Leave the place as if you'd never been there, and if possible, try and leave it better than you found it. Right, we're ready for the off, and we've had a little tidy up and made sure not only did we leave nothing of our own stuff behind, also picked up a few little tiny bits of wrappers and stuff that have been left behind before. So all's good, and we'll be on our way, eh?
Aye, it's a bit parky, isn't it?
Bit on the parky side. We've got the waterproof trousers on because it keeps blowing over, drizzle and a bit sleety. Hopefully it won't come to anything, but we're setting off with the
Not for hardened hill
full
walkers.
waterproofs on anyway. for a spot of lunch at the top of Old Port Castle, so we can see the tower. The wind is biting and quite fierce on the top there, but it's like a summer's day just here, isn't it, Steve?
Lovely.
So I'm having some my second tin of sardines.
Oh, yeah, they stink.
And a coffee and a few nuts before we get on our way to the Lady Bower Inn. I think you're having tomato soup, aren't you, Steve?
I am, yes.
Amazing how things change in a few minutes. All's good. Nice to meet you, Dan.
Nice one, Dave.
A guy I've spoke to on YouTube and Facebook a few times.
Yeah,
and,
we've interacted quite a bit, haven't we, online?
And I let him know. Well, he said give us a shout sometime if you're in a pub up here.
Yeah, I missed the last one, didn't I? So
Yeah, he did. Yeah, and so if Dan says he finishes work early and he only lives half an hour away, so he's kindly popped up to say hello while me and Steve are on our little adventure.
yeah, I thought I'd bob over.
Yeah, and it's fantastic to meet up with like-minded people that are interested in the camping, and you're certainly bloody, your two kids and your son, he's going to be a top hiker, he is, isn't he?
He already is now, if I'm honest with you.
You can't keep up with him.
No. If he could navigate himself, I think he'd leave me behind.
Yeah.
So that's the thing that I'm clinging to at the moment.
Yeah.
He needs me for navigation, but once he masters that, he'll be away. He's exceptionally fit, exceptionally strong,
Yeah.
and
Reminds me a little bit of my dad and my half brother, who's only 36 now, but when my brother was like 12 years old, he used to start coming on hiking trips with us. And
All right.
went to the Pyrenees and Scotland, and long 2-week hiking trips. And eventually he just got so big and left me dad behind. And
that's exactly where I am at the moment.
Yeah. Anyway, Dan, thanks for coming and buying us a pint, mate.
No problem. Cheers. Cheers, lads.
Cheers, Don.
We're in the Lady Bower Inn, and we were incredibly joined by Dan Cunningham, who put 30 quid tab behind the bar for us.
What a nice bloke.
Such a nice guy. Really enjoyed meeting you, Dan, and having a good chat. And
Just like your own videos, down to earth and honest.
yeah, so we've had a few beers, not too many. It's getting late. 7, it's dark. It's going to be a good night though. It's not going to rain. The wind is down to 3 miles per hour. We've got about 3/4 of a mile to walk in the dark to where we're going to pitch our tents. This is going to be a nightmare. How can we possibly pitch when we've had a few beers in the dark? It's a first. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers, all.
So here we are. We've just left the Lady Bower Inn on the path heading up to Hordron Stone Circle, but we're going to camp beside the path about 1/4 of a mile at the back of the Lady Bower Inn. We're going to get the tents up, eh, Steve?
Yeah, might as well. Good as close as any.
There's old Steve. Bloody getting his kit out. And I'm going to go just here between my 2 poles there. There's my rucksack. The weather forecast is good tonight, no rain and very low winds, so we should be okay. But I've had 3 pints and a meal in the pub, so I just want to get my head down really. We got the tents pitched up and it wasn't as difficult as I imagined it might be in the dark. You know, due to safety we decided this was the best spot rather than carry on about another half a mile and cross the main road up to Hordron Stone Circle. How you getting on, Steve? I'm about set up.
Just got to inflate my mat, get my sleeping bag out, give it a fill up, that's about it.
Yeah, it's not as difficult as I imagined, Steve. I've never set up in the dark before.
Have you not?
No. Not that I can remember, so
Sure, you must have done a long time ago.
I think we've done pretty well. I say, Steve, you bring out the adventurous side of me, you know. I would never do this. I think we'd bloody egg each other on a bit.
You're sensible and I'm a bit of a rebel.
That's it, I think so, yeah. Yeah, we've done all right, haven't we?
Aye. We've had a grand bloody time. I've really enjoyed this.
Yeah, well there you go. So Hordern Stone Circle is just across the way there, half a mile. And no, I'm happy we're pitched here. You know, it'll be Tuesday morning tomorrow, so you know there shouldn't be really anybody about. So we can't even see the road from here. Can't see any farms, can't see any lights. So presumably nobody can see us. So we're happy, eh, Steve?
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to a kip actually.
Yeah, I am. So
Although you said I was snoring last night, in my head I didn't sleep a wink.
so we'll catch you in the morning anyway. Morning. Been awake for about an hour. It's about what time is it now? It's about 7:15. The sun's almost coming up and there's a beautiful red misty glow over Stanage Edge, and I've been laying here listening to the snipe drumming and owls hooting, and the snipe seem to have stopped now and the owls as it's got a bit lighter. But the small birds are starting to chirp up now, even though it's right near the Sheffield Road and Cutthroat Bridge where we are. You know, there's lots of woods and it's sheltered, so the wildlife like it better. So have a look at this. Wow. Let's have a cup of coffee after the panic's over. I thought I'd put me windshield, my spoon and my tea and coffee in the rubbish bag and handed it in at the pub last night to put in the bin. It felt warm last night, but there's quite a good frost this morning, probably warmed by the food and beer from the pub. I think this would boil better if I had my windshield round. Can you hear that little bird chirping? Beautiful, isn't it? Oh, treat yourself, Steve. That bird's really going for it, isn't it? Oh, it's warming my hands up. Well, we've had a bit of everything on this trip with the weather. We've had a bit of sleet and rainbows, a couple of heavy showers, sunshine, mist. It's been really good, really good. Nice meeting Nigel on the way up here on the train, and then fantastic Dan coming out to say hi to us last night at the Lady Bower Inn. Stopping in that shooting cabin in the clough up near Grinnerstones. That was a great night, playing chess and sitting around chatting. First night, the sunrise in the morning, that was beautiful, looking down towards Howden Dam. Just the stillness of it this morning. It's the last little walk now over Bamford Edge, drop down into Bamford and catch the train back home. Yeah, when you get a good bit of weather, I really enjoy a multi-day trip, few days out. Yeah, it feels nice to get up in the morning and think that's all you're gonna be doing that day. You're gonna be hiking, and then the anticipation of camping somewhere in the evening and wondering where that might be. You just don't know, like the excitement of last night, bumbling along in the darkness. Anyway, that's enough for waffling bollocks, isn't it? It's another good camp we've had here. A very still night, very comfortable night, and like Steve says, just reminded me, make sure you say leave no trace. Absolutely, that's what we want to do. Make sure nobody knows we've been here. Anyway, thanks little spot. See you again sometime. It's not going to be too long before that roof completely collapses. I've been coming here for years, having a look at it, sat in there and had my lunch. It's a nice little spot. It's to be a shame to see it go to rack and ruin, but what can I do about it? Not a lot, eh? And I was looking on the map, and I thought the dots might have been grouse puts, but I now realise they're an old estate boundary stones, and they go all the way across this wall every about 150 metres, and it looks like it even had a fence at some time. Because of the holes in the stone here, they may have run a wire between them. So yeah, interesting. We keep checking the compass as well to make sure we're on track for the glory stones. So here we are at the glory stones in the middle of Bamford Moor. So I've had a look round already, no inscriptions or anything here, so I shall have a look to see why they're called the glory stones when I get back. Looks like they may have quarried some of those boundary markers from here, possibly. Anyway, the glory stones, a very nice spot with fantastic views of the Great Ridge, Win Hill, Lowe's Hill, Kinder Scout, up the Snake Inn, Old Port Dale, Old Port Towers, Bleak Clough, Grinner, Derwent Edge, and the mighty Stanage Edge stretching on. Well, I've had the vegan burger, which is the best vegan burger I've ever had. Steve's had the gammon, egg and cheese. And what do you think to that gammon, Steve?
I've never had gammon this good before.
We've got to recommend coming here.
Definitely.
The Anglers Rest, community-owned pub, cafe, post office. It looks like they're going to be opening a bunkhouse soon, so keep your eye out for that. And also, if like me, you're not really into the bunkhouse scene, they're going to be having a room for couples as well, a separate sort of accommodation.